Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Hit Podcast Show. This is the Grizzly Talk Podcast with your host, Kennedy Patterson, now streaming on iHeart Radio, iTunes, Spotify, and now Pandora. You guys have made this possible. Today is a very, very special podcast because I have two wonderful ladies here. You've seen it on our Instagram. This is happening in the year of 2020, spring 2020, the Grizzlies On Air radio station. I can't wait for this because I will be there on that station with GTP and we're growing it out. So I have Felicia, Partin, and Taylor Sikes is here. The two awesome ladies that are head charge of this project now. Ladies, welcome to the show. We'd love to have you guys here.
Thank you.
So we're going to dive into the questions for our fans here. And the first question is the obvious question. What made you think of this Grizzly On Air radio station? What was the mind process like? Was this something that you wanted to do when you got to GGC, day one, freshman year? Or is this something you thought, okay, this is what we need, let's do it? What was your thoughts on that?
So this was actually a part of a Capstone class that we're a part of. So we had to sign up for it. Obviously, it's for graduation. And I think it was one semester before us where it was initially started up. So once we got into this class, so it was 6 months before we got into it. Some legwork was done for it. And then when we got it this semester, we got to choose between three different things. So the radio station, food pantry, and a health fair. So we chose the radio station. We thought it would be a lot of fun, and it has been. It's been a lot of hard work.
Yes, definitely.
But we've all chosen it because we thought it was something we need on campus. And after doing more research, we're actually one of the few universities in the USG system that doesn't have a radio station. Yep. So
it's exciting that you ladies are starting this because, you know, GGC being not only the number one diverse school here in Georgia, this is a big school that doesn't have a radio station. You look at schools like Georgia State, West Georgia, Kennesaw, they have their own radio stations. And now that we're finally getting one, developing one for 2020, it's a great thing. They're seeing that 2020 vision for sure for this radio station. Now, you guys had a presentation that, of course, GTP got invited to. And ladies and gentlemen, I mentioned this in the meeting. The meeting was it was amazing. They had, a folder with the content on there, the business plan. What was that process like when you sent out emails to different faculty? I know Matt Mahoney from GDN was there. A lot of other deans and professors were there. What was that mind process like developing that meeting? Were you nervous? Were you in cold sweats? Or were you confident like, hey, we got this. This is the winner?
I think we were super confident that all of the staff and faculty that was there are the same staff and faculty that we've been going through our entire degree with for these last couple of years, and all of them are very supportive. That list of faculty so far, we've had a little bit of trouble trying to reach out into other departments, but as far as exercise science, we had Joshua Wadega, Carla Cayuette, Brandon Doan, Elgin Andrews, and who am I forgetting? Oh, we had Mahoney, but I think that's all of our exercise science professors, I believe.
Right now, yeah.
So far, that's actually the steering committee for Grizzlies On Air. So they are going to help us and the students that take on this project after we are done, because this will continue into next semester as a capstone for the next group of students too. So they've all been excellent, and being at that meeting, I think we're all pretty confident because they have built that confidence within us. Yeah, we did. We spent a lot of time practicing, and all of those professors helped kind of give us those skills too. So it was really cool to kind of give it back, if that makes sense. That
makes perfectly sense. I've seen you ladies and your partnerships and your memberships as are part of this project too. I saw the confidence in all of you guys' eyes. I can tell you guys really wanted this. And it's again, I'm going to use that word, that sweet moment, that 2020 vision. I'm going to be using that throughout the whole podcast because you ladies are really seeing that 2020 vision. I saw the eagerness in your eyes, and this is something that is very impactful. I remember starting GTP, and I'm like, man, this would be cool if we had an official radio station, but here's what we got. And now that I get the emails, and I met you through Nika Williams, shout out to her, and she told me about this radio station, like, this is the year you're doing a radio station. Wow, I just started podcasting, so it's amazing. Let me tell you why this is so amazing, because you have these different departments, like, example, GDN, the Globe, GTP, all these other RSOs and departments that can come on this radio station and express themselves in a better light for GGC. And to me, that's kind of helping out the community. And that's something that goes very deep in my heart, is helping out the community. The next topic of conversation is Create. So Create is November 21st, 2019, of course. Coming up next week, I want to say, next Thursday. Hopefully GTP can be there. I just got to plan it out in my schedule. What is your plans for Create? I know you two ladies mentioned to me earlier that you're going to be at Create. You're going to be talking to people and kind of advocating out for this radio station. What's your plans for Create next Thursday?
So we'll be using the steering committee presentation that we had as a liaison into the Create Symposium. So we'll be doing a little bit of what we had there, but also a little bit more because we have been doing some surveying and getting some data from the student body. So we'll have some data to be able to use that as well. And we have been able to modify our budget a little bit more just after talking to GDN and being able to know that potential partnership in the future. Next semester, we definitely will be our big semester.
Absolutely.
Where we're going to be able to actually do some podcasts and be able to get this up off the ground.
Right.
So all the underlying things, the foundation is being laid this semester. So next semester, they can actually do things. So that's what we'll be talking about at Create, and then actually getting more feedback and possibly adding on to our steering committee and potential people who are actually interested in being on the station.
Well, absolutely. So excuse me, that's one of the biggest things is at Create, we're going to be doing a lot of kind of recruitment style gathering, if that makes sense.
Yes.
We need 5 student officers and 1 official staff or faculty advisor.
Okay.
So we are going to kind of be pulling interest on that to see if there's anybody that would want to actually join the RSO for next semester.
Absolutely.
So that's a huge part of Create for us.
Absolutely. Yes, it is. We're informing not only an RSO but department. You're going to need some officers. You're going to need president, vice president, treasurer, secretary, if that's a thing with RSOs, and you're going to need your standard members as well. So it's exciting that you ladies are establishing this too, and what we want to do here at GTP, we want to help you guys in that aspect, helping to find people that are interested in the radio station world that could be a good potential. I've seen a lot of students on campus that are freshmen, sophomores, from going to class down to residence life. I've seen, residence life, a whole bunch of students want to get involved. We get emails, hey, how can we be on a podcast? How can we do this? So what I want to do for you guys, on me, ladies, I want to send out emails to the students I've talked to, say, hey, here's another opportunity for, you could be president of a radio station. And that can go a long way. If you're a marketing major, that's huge on your resume in your college career. So that's what we're going to do for you guys, for sure, help advocate that out. You guys have started something new. It's been around for a while, the QR code. Now, you guys sent me a flyer, and we sent it out on our Instagram. Can students still use that QR code to fill out some information?
Absolutely.
So if you go to Grizzly Talk Podcast, go to a later post we did, ladies and gentlemen. I have the QR code there. Press that QR code so you can get some feedback on the idea of the radio station, so that way you guys can understand and really gauge at the way that process worked. How was that process getting that QR code? Was it easy? Was it hard? Did you talk to some people?
It was very simple, actually. There's a there's a platform that GGC has a relationship with. It's called Qualtrics.
Okay. I'm familiar with that.
You piece together an entire survey, and it generates a QR code and an anonymous link for you. So all we had to do was just download the an image of the QR code, and we put it right on our flyer. It was very simple.
Absolutely.
So next semester's group will also be surveying with the same.
Yeah, so you can
QR
add
code.
on to it for as long as we need to, as far as the data collection, because the numbers look important, especially when we're talking to the staff and faculty. Like, hey, the students actually want this. What can we do to put this on the ground?
Well, and part of that, so far, we've been surveying for, a week and a half.
Yeah.
We have over 200 respondents already. So if this continues through December and into next semester, imagine, if we could get half the campus, that's amazing.
How many's on campus? 13,000?
13,000. That's very important because in the meeting, we're not going to discuss the numbers because that might be classified, but ladies and gentlemen, rest assured, in the meeting we had, we talked about numbers. We talked about how much is this going to cost. Of course, we're not going to display how much on the show. But it is a form budget that we need for this radio station. So I recommend you guys, please, click that QR code, fill out some information there. It takes about 2 minutes, and that way we can gauge at that kind of information for sure, because we need that feedback in order to get approved for that funding, because, again, that money that has to come from somewhere. So we need to have our faculty look at this and say, hey, here's what we've got. Right. Can you supply our budget? So it's amazing. So the next question is, of course, not only this is a fun project, but you guys are taking this on as part of a capstone. To me, capstone is very important for all of you business majors out there. You need capstone for the final year of your college career, not only to walk across the stage to graduate, but it shows that you know the business world and you're ready to get that degree. How is that like with that capstone? Being that this is a capstone grade, it's important, but also having it as a fun light too. How is that like?
It's awesome.
It's really cool because we get to, I mean, yes, it's a requirement and we're getting graded on it, but we are a little free to be able to make our own creative thing, like our vision for it, and kind of seeing that come to fruition. Like we're planting the seed right now, but we won't really see like the tree that's growing from it later because we'll be graduating, but we'll be able to hear it, you know, and see all the advertising. So it's really, really cool to like see what that's going to end up like. Because we can create the vision and the mission and all the policies and stuff like that now of what we hope to see. So it's kind of cool to be able to be creative with it. I mean, yes, we're being creative. We're being held accountable by our professor, by certain standards. We have to do deliverables of, like, what are we doing this week?
Deliverables. I hear that all the time in promotions with Dr. Answer. Hey, where's your deliverables? Like, got them here.
We have to submit them, like, every week and make sure, like, we're staying accountable. And they have to be different. Like, we can't just copy and paste from the previous week. We have to make sure we're making progress and moving forward. So it's kind of pushed us to, like, okay, what are we going to work on this week? We kind of we had dead ends here, so where are we going to go over here? As far as contacting people and getting any sponsorships from the community, that kind of thing. So, and that part, it has been challenging, but it's also challenged us to be like, okay, well, let's try this at a different angle. So
it's a true step-by-step documentation process, really.
Yes,
honestly, that's been the most. That's probably been the most difficult part. But the amazing part about it is its application of everything that we've learned, and it truthfully is. You know, we won't see this until a semester or two down the road, but it's going to be amazing to look back and think, oh my God, we did that.
We mentioned earlier that's your baby. It's a bittersweet moment there when it's all done, and it's like, man, like this would have been.
I'm going to shed a tear.
You ladies are awesome. We mentioned it on before the podcast off record. I mean, Taylor, you told me you were having 6 classes and then this capstone.
Yeah, well, including the capstone.
The capstone. Explain to the students how's that like, so that way maybe if a student that becomes a senior in a near future and they might take this project on as their capstone, how's that like? Should the student not be so worried about it, or should it just be time management? How is that like?
It's all about time management. I was a little bit worried in the beginning, but it's like I mentioned before, all of the professors that I've had have built this confidence, and they've taught you all of these skills about time management. But no, at the beginning of the semester, I was a little bit worried because obviously 6 courses is a lot, and one of the 6 is a student-led research project that I'm doing with Felicia.
Right.
So that's a whole separate kind of crazy entity in of itself. But having this capstone, it's been amazing, really, more than anything, because here in capstone, you're a little bit intimidated, kind of naturally right off the bat.
Yeah.
But really, all it is just kind of a culmination and application of everything that you've spent so much time mastering in your previous semesters. So you come in and, yes, there's a little bit of textbook work and everything, but like Dr. Andrews is incredible. He's really good at making it a very hands-on.
Yes. He's very nice, too.
Yes, he's wonderful. And he makes it fun. And he makes it very involved. It's not just sitting down and, hey, this is how you put a budget together. Hey, this is how you do that. It's like, go out there and email that person. Right. He's like, go talk to Kennedy, go talk to Felicia, figure out who's doing what.
Right.
And
he won't do any of it for us. He makes us go do it. Yeah.
Everyone is held accountable. Everyone. So it really is in my head, I think back to in high school, everybody says, oh, I wasn't prepared. Yep. Nobody prepared me for college.
I've said that in high school myself.
Yes. Dr. Andrews is preparing us for a job.
Yeah.
He's
really
holding us
about it too.
Yes, and he holds us accountable for every step we take in this class. But that's the most amazing part about it, because that's why we've been so successful with the Grizzlies On Air so far, because we're holding each other accountable and he's holding us accountable, and here we are with this amazing 2020 vision.
Yeah, 2020 vision.
Because of this class. So it's 6 classes is a lot, but this has been the best semester I've had here by far.
Yeah,
no joke.
It's amazing. This actually has been one of my better semesters. Let's say when I was a sophomore or junior. Now, me being a senior, this is very important for you ladies too, because it teaches you about that real world's business setting.
You don't really learn that like in your freshman and sophomore years. Like you really you get stuck in the core classes, right? Like of the English, the histories and stuff like that you're really not passionate about. But if you really like get into the area that you want to do and you full-heartedly are passionate about it, it's not going to feel like work at all. They say that, I hear that all the time, like if you get in the work that you really, really love, it's not a day of work at all. It's because you love it.
Right.
Like at the doctor's office I work at, you know, like it's not work for them. They love actually genuinely helping people. So if you get into where you love doing what you love doing, then it's not going to seem like work. I mean, getting through the first few years, it's gonna suck a little bit, but if you push through, it's going to be worth it.
It really is amazing. You know, I do property management to the side, big boy kind of job, and at that job, I hold everyone in my team accountable for anything. So with this capstone, with this project, with Grizzlies On Air, it's special and really thankful that you guys are holding each other accountable for this, because this is, ladies and gentlemen, this is something you will experience when you graduate and you walk across the stage, and then now you're in the real world, and you know your boss will be like, hey, I need you to do that. Hey, you're accountable for that. So it kind of teaches you in a way, but in a fun way, and that's one thing I do like about this special project, this 2020 vision of Grizzlies On Air radio station. I do believe that this is going to go a long way, long gone when you ladies are graduating, long gone when I'm graduating, every other student that's graduating soon are long gone, and then we look back, let's say 2023, when we're all working in big world jobs, and we look back and you hear Grizzlies On Air's new segment on Twitter. It's amazing because you're like, hey, I did this. Hey, I was in charge of this. So it's a good moment, and it's a good feeling for sure. And you also are giving back to the community with our students now and our future students to come here at GGC. They know they come to school and they come to GGC. They know it's not, okay, we're just coming to class. Let's go to the dining hall. Let's go home. It's kind of like an extra curriculum that they'll have with the radio station. So, ladies and gentlemen, they're looking for officers right now for the 2020 of spring. President, Vice President, Treasurer, Secretary, and members. So please reach out to them. On the podcast description, I'll have their emails, so that way you can reach out to them and you can figure out how to be a part of Grizzlies On Air for 2020. Before we let you ladies go, we like to do this thing called Shoutouts. So what it is, you can shout out your friends, families, your loved ones. I had one guest that did a dog. She loved her dog.
Hey,
I forgot her dog name.
My fur babies, they're my
children.
Shout
any shout outs that you want to do, maybe your team members that's on this project, faculty, members, students that you know, show's yours.
The first group of people I want to shout out is the rest of our team members. So it's Felicia and myself, but then we also have 3 incredible other team members, Nikel Lenong, Tyler Bost, and Kevin Trang. They've been they've been a part of this the entire semester, so they've been to all the meetings and in all the email threads and everything. So huge shout out to them. Huge shout out to our steering committee, as mentioned before, Dr. Bodega, Dr. Cayuet, Dr. Doan, Matthew Mahoney, Kennedy,
thank you.
Dr. Andrews.
Absolutely.
That's a huge shout out to all of them, and Nika. Nika has been a major.
Big shout out to her. Oh my!
Thank you, Nika, so much.
Fashion shows tonight, and I can't wait to see what they will wear and what she's doing and how she's walking. She's gonna rock the show. I can't wait for tonight.
Definitely a huge shout out to Nika. I love that girl so much. She's awesome. Just did a huge feature with her in the month of September. But shout out to our team, Tyler, Kevin, and Nikel, Taylor, and myself. Our professors, for sure, like 100%. Like, and we wouldn't be here without them.
No.
Because, I mean, every step of the way, like Taylor has said, like, they prepared us for these moments. And so now they're kind of waiting on us, like, well, what are you going to do with all this stuff we gave you? Like, we gave you a nugget. What are you going to do with it? Do the thing.
Yes.
As Dr. Cayuet says. But truly are thankful for them, for our school. It is still new and growing, and be able to have freedom to do these kinds of things.
Leaving a legacy.
So, what's your legacy going to be? This is our legacy.
One more big shout out.
Yeah, absolutely.
A huge one to Matthew Mahoney. He gave us a tour of GDN yesterday.
Yes.
Shout out to them too. Many Grizzly fans know that I was president of GDN at one point and vice president, so I've been with GDN for 4 years now. So a huge shout out to them. They do have their tournament coming up very soon. Shout out to them.
Tomorrow,
yes.
All day.
Special shout out to, of course, UGC softball Taiwan trip, $30,000. You can donate right now, ladies and gentlemen. Just a little plug for them. But huge shout out to Matt Mahoney. when I first started freshman year, and he came to one of my film classes and said, hey, do you want to be in production? And stuck with it ever since then. Of course, I'm retired, but I still do some athletic work here and there every now and again. So a huge shout out to Matt Mahoney. He's that guy that he will help you with the big plan. If he sees an idea for something, he'll help you out with that for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
They toured the GDN room. Not many students get to see that room, but I've seen it. I've been there 4 years. I've seen the growth. I've seen the changes we did. All the toys, bells, and whistles they have in there is amazing. It's incredible.
Yeah, he's really passionate about it too. So that was something that's
amazing.
Cool.
Very cool. So, ladies, thank you for coming on to this podcast. Please be sure, again, go to our post, or you can see in the emails too that QR code. Please fill out that QR code so that way they can gather some information to get this thing up and running, the 2020 vision of the Grizzlies On Air radio station. Students, let's make this thing happen. This is something we need here at GGC, and I'm a proud sponsor of it. I'm a proud membership and partnership for this project. Ladies, again, thank you so much. That's going to do it for the Grizzly Talk podcast. I'm your host, Kennedy Patterson. We'll hear you guys in the next podcast.